This red pharmaceutical I will name H568. With the incredible power of H568, if injected into a healthy body, it can cause adverse effects, even threatening to life, because the immune system of a normal person does not require such a strong intervention. However, A568 is expected to completely change this century-old disease. As for this one, I call it H696. The healing capability of H696 is truly impressive, as it can penetrate deep into tumors, disrupting their growth and spread. This represents a major shift in the approach to cancer treatment, not only extending life, but also improving the quality of life for patients. H696 will represent a new hope, showcasing significant advances in modern medicine by being able to treat diseases that were previously deemed incurable. Chen Yuan's words acted as a powerful blow to the belief in the limits of medicine, leaving the wealthy and usually confident and arrogant crowd feeling as if they were facing something beyond imagination. The entire banquet room seemed to be enveloped in a tense atmosphere, with everyone feeling their hearts racing, breaths becoming heavy, and fear creeping into their minds. This is the dilemma that the global medical community has struggled with for years, yet no expert has been able to solve. And now, how we resolved it? Yuan swallowed hard, feeling his throat dry when thinking about the possibility that Chen Yuan just mentioned. Then his eyes widened, breaking into a cold sweat, and he anxiously asked back, Lin Yong Wang, could it be that there really is a world-class pharmaceutical research team behind us? If not, how can anyone invent revolutionary drugs like these? Chen Yun smirked, smiling meaningfully. What do you think? Just then, Shaggy Ryan interjected, cutting in on Lin Yong Wang. Now I understand. I used to think our corporation was just a lucky company, but it turns out that's not the case. We really do have a world-class pharmaceutical research team. The invention of a specific drug for the G virus was not by chance. Everything has been meticulously planned in advance. As if enlightened by Shaggy Ryan, the rich kids chimed in. Lin Yong Wang, why did you reveal this earlier? It turns out you didn't just want to make money. You have been planning deeply for a long time. A666 is just the first step to establish the Jianbakam Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group's reputation globally, but H568 and H696 are where the real game changer lies. Yes, with these two drugs, becoming a leader in the global pharmaceutical industry is no longer a distant dream. Creating a powerful brand effect ensures that everyone will know the strength of the Jianbakam Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group. At this moment, each person gradually felt the impact of Chen Yuan's actions, making them realize how small they truly were and filling them with admiration. It turned out that Lin Yong Wang not only had foresight, but also planned for the future. What about other countries? Even if they succeeded in deciphering the formula of H666, what would it matter in the end? That would ultimately hold no value. While you take your time researching and begin mass production, Jianbakam Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group has already moved on to a different playing field. Under Lin Yong Wang's leadership, the path laid out is not only bright but also certain, as every step has been calculated in advance, ensuring victory from thousands of miles away. Indeed, with Lin Yong Wang making money, there's hardly any space left to store it. Seeing the group of wealthy kids without any doubt, Chen Yuan patted Xia Yu Ryan on the shoulder and reminded her, Yi Ryan, this time we need to learn from our past mistakes. When starting the production and development of H568 and H696, keeping secrets is of utmost importance. We stumbled once and we cannot make the same mistake again. Xia Yu Ryan, filled with enthusiasm, replied, Don't worry, Lin Yong Wang. This time, I will keep our trump card secure. I'm counting on making a fortune with Lin Yong Wang. The shareholders' meeting was buzzing with excitement and anticipation. The rich kids seemed to trust unconditionally. Perhaps it was the charm of Chen Yuan's personality. All right, everyone continued eating. After more than 2 hours, Song Zhongqi finally saw these messages. Immediately, he felt a familiar surge of excitement rise within him. But this time, instead of hastily replying with anxiety like before, Song Zhongkai decided to hold onto some of his pride. Then he recalled that every time he had groveled and chased after Duke Xiao Yu, he felt incredibly uncomfortable. When you say it's over, it's over. When you say you regret it, you regret it. What do you take me for? Someone you can call and dismiss at will. This time, I will not let my emotions take control. Although annoyed, he still decided to respond. However, this time he maintained a different attitude and declined. I have a meeting tonight. I don't have time to meet. Upon receiving a message from Song Zhongqi, Tu Xiao Yu exclaimed, Zhongkai texted me, but would replying, no be too low. She said that, but her fingers began to type furiously, responding immediately. It's okay, Zhongkai. I know you've been very busy lately. If you're not free today, I wonder if you could spare a little time to meet me tomorrow. I used to be too stubborn, but you said you would be tolerant of my temper, that you would love me for a lifetime. John K. Do you remember? Duke Xiao recalled the promise, making Song Joong-ki feel a little weak. The memories flooded back. That promise had been made with all sincerity. But now, facing reality, he felt heavy and full of contradictions. She still remembers what I said. She was the one who wanted to break up. Now she acts like I'm the unfaithful one. Afterwards, Song Joong-ki messaged with resentment. I did say those words, but you were the one who discarded me first. Do you really want me to cling to you like a dog just to get your attention? I am not that despicable. I am a man, and I have my dignity. After reading this, Duke Xiao immediately replied, Joong-ki, I know I hurt your pride. You can hit or scold me if you want. I just asked for one chance to meet you. Do you really not want to see me anymore? Tomorrow at 1 p.m., I will come to the company and wait for you downstairs. After sending this message, Duke Xiao felt an indescribable joy. I knew I still had a chance. Joong-ki is just trying to appear strong and maintain his dignity in front of me. But through the messages, he still cares about me. Seeing the satisfied smile on Duke Xiao face, a curious friend asked, Xiao, how did it go? Did Song Joong-ki agree to meet you? Duke Xiao confidently replied, Absolutely. I know Joong-ki too well, he's easy to handle. Reconciliation is almost certain. Hearing that, the group of friends excitedly cheered with admiration. Great job, Xiao. If you two get back together, you'll become the wife of the CEO of a corporation worth hundreds of billions. Joong-ki is definitely 100,000 times better than that guy who gave you the fake bag. That's right, Jaeongbokgung Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group is a globally renowned company truly raking in mountains of money every day. Xiao, when you become successful, don't forget to take care of us. Listening to the compliments from her friends, the smile on Duke Xiao's face grew brighter. Easy. When I become the CEO's wife, you all also become senior managers in a corporation. I've heard that the shareholders of Jaeongbokgung Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group are all from the upper class in Jaeongbokgung. If we manage to break into this circle, who knows, you might also have the opportunity to marry into a wealthy family. In that moment, Duke Xiao felt like she was touching the life she had always longed for. However, after pondering for a moment, Joong-ki eventually softened, yet he still tried to contain his emotions and replied with a simple word. Okay. Returning to the CEO office, thinking about tomorrow when he might face Duke Xiao, Song Joong-ki's heart, once hurt and tormented by old memories, now felt soothed. A mixed feeling of happiness and relief spread throughout his body. I have worked hard, proving myself wasn't at all for this moment. I used to feel unworthy of Duke Xiao, always insecure and thinking of myself as just an ordinary guy. But now everything is different. I have changed, I have become more successful and stronger, and now it is time for her to see that I am not only worthy of her, but also someone who can bring her happiness. The more he thought about meeting Duke Xiao again, the more joy surged within Song Joong-ki. He kept smiling foolishly. Just then, Chen Yuan walked in, a mischievous look in his eyes along with a teasing tone. Joong-ki, who are you texting that you're smiling so slyly? Song Joong-ki became flustered, sweat starting to bead, his hands waving hurriedly as he immediately denied. No, I'm not texting anyone. Chen Yuan did not miss the opportunity, continuing to probe. Could it be Duke Xiao? Are you really planning to get back with her? Seeing that Chen Yuan could read his innermost thoughts, Song Joong-ki's face turned bright red like a ripe tomato, and then he fluffed up and shouted, Oh shit, how do you know? After confirming that it was indeed Duke Xiao, Chen Yuan's expression gradually became serious, and his tone was both gentle and firm. I knew it right away. You are now the CEO, even gracing the cover of the New York Times. There are so many other girls worthy of your choice. Why are you so adamant about Duke Xiao? Are you okay? Song Joong-ki replied in a determined voice. Chen Yuan, you don't understand. Xiao and I have had feelings for each other for a long time. The first time we met in the library, just one glance was enough for me to like her. Even though she could be a bit hot-tempered and hard to please, she is very kind, not only beautiful, but also has a sweet smile and an interesting personality. In the past, I always felt unworthy of her, insecure, because I didn't think I could provide her with a good life. As a man, if I can't offer basic things like a home, a car, and a stable life, then why would someone like her choose me? But Xiao Yu has never asked for those things. She may not need them, but I can't help but want to give. Hearing that, Chen Yuan could only sigh, and he grasped Song Joong-ki's shoulder, his voice full of concern. You are right, men must be responsible and cannot evade. But are you sure you understand Duke Xiao? And is this responsibility one-sided? Furthermore, the image of Duke Xiao that you described is very different from the one I know. At this point, Chen Yuan tilted his head and thought, but the more he thought, the more he couldn't understand. Could there possibly be another Duke Xiao Yu? Isn't she the type of girl who would want to jump into a sports car at first sight? A gold digger, always looking to take advantage of wealthy men to satisfy her personal ambitions? Why is Song Joong-ki bowing down to someone like that? Song Joong-ki maintained his position and replied, Chen Yuan, you have helped me a lot, but I want to make my own decisions on this matter. Can you not interfere? All right, I don't want to interfere in your matters, but there are certain things I think you should know. Here are some photos. You can take a look for yourself. After finishing his words, Chen Yuan pulled out a stack of photos and presented them before Song Joong-ki. Taking the stack of photos, Song Joong-ki observed clearly that Duke Xiao Yu was embracing another guy as they entered the hotel. His whole body felt as if struck by lightning, his face pale. He stepped back a few paces and exclaimed, What the hell? This can't be true. Seeing that Song Joong-ki had digested this information, Chen Yuan continued to explain, After you broke up with her, I paid attention and investigated whether she was worthy of you. The result is that right after your breakup, Duke Xiao Yu was spotted with a rich guy driving a Bentley. In the photos, they were entering and exiting entertainment venues and even going into hotels together. Joong-ki, now that she is coming back to you, you should think carefully about why. Be careful and reconsider everything. After finishing his words, Chen Yuan patted Song Joong-ki on the shoulder and left the room, leaving Song Joong-ki in a daze with a stack of photos in his hand. I'm sorry, Joong-ki, I can't let you be deceived any longer. You deserve a sincere love, not one based on exploitation. Sitting alone in silence, Song Joong-ki felt his heart being torn apart as he looked at the photo. Tears streamed down his face without stopping, his hands trembling from the pain surging inside him. The girl I always considered pure and shy, someone I thought had never crossed the boundaries of morality, was now entering a hotel with another man, not even a month after our breakup. It turned out she was not shy. She was only shy in front of me. Why did she deceive me? Did she see me as a fool? In the end, Song Joong-ki could no longer bear it. He yelled out in choked anguish and pain. Why is this happening? Why? It can't be. Song Joong-ki's cry was not loud, but it carried immense suffering. Each time he tried to voice a word, the sound seemed to be choked in his throat, leaving only painful and desperate moans. Outside, the group of UIN also heard the heartbreaking cries coming from within. Unable to contain their curiosity, they asked Lim Yong-won, What's wrong with Joong-ki? It seems like I hear crying in the meeting room. Chen Yuan replied coldly, If there's nothing going on, don't stand there being curious. If you want to lose your jobs, before CEO Song leaves the meeting room, no one is allowed to enter, and what happened today shall be as if it never existed. Anyone who dares to mention it will face the consequences. After the warning, Chen Yuan looked at the tightly closed door from which the sobs were emanating. His mood was also heavy with a deep empathy for what Joong-ki was going through. A man does not shed tears often, but when tears fall, it is when the pain has become unbearable. At this moment, Joong-ki does not need consolation. If I were in Joong-ki's situation, I would probably choose to remain silent until my tears ran dry. Because when the tears have dried up, one must face the truth and then become stronger. Everyone must grow up. It is not something for children who need someone to comfort them. And sometimes growing up comes with unavoidable pain. The next day, the morning sunlight spread across Gyeongbokgung, casting a layer of gentle and warm light. The sun hung like a fiery ball, brilliant yet not harsh, making the whole city awaken with a new vitality. The sweltering summer had passed, giving way to the romantic atmosphere of autumn. The weather was no longer hot or cold. A gentle breeze blew, bringing a sense of comfort and lifting people's spirits. Song Joong-ki had been at the company all night. Images of Duke Xiao Yu embracing that man continuously flashed in his mind like a slow-motion film that wouldn't stop replaying, making it impossible for him to shake off. His heart felt suffocated, each heartbeat painful, each breath heavy. Gradually, dark thoughts began to fill Song Joong-ki's mind, and from that pain, a cruel idea started to take shape. Around 8 a.m., Song Joong-ki decided to call Chen Yuan. Hello, Chen Yuan. I need you to help me with something. I want to take revenge on Duke Xiao Yu. I want her to regret it for a lifetime. After saying this, the anger inside him ignited fiercely, not allowing any feelings of pity or weakness towards Duke Xiao Yu anymore. Seeing that Song Joong-ki had come to his senses, Chen Yuan responded enthusiastically. It's a small matter. I will arrange it for you right away. That day, to impress Song Joong-ki, Duke Xiao Yu spent 3 hours on her makeup, transforming herself into her best version. After that, she and her best friend Sung Kan arrived in front of Song Joong-ki's company 10 minutes early. As soon as they got out of the taxi, Duke Xiao Yu took out her phone and called Song Joong-ki. The call quickly connected. Hello, Joong-ki. I'm at your company, she said. Yeah, I know, Song Joong-ki replied tersely and hung up immediately. This attitude from Song Joong-ki had never happened before, leaving Duke Xiao-yu somewhat taken aback. Did he really hang up on me, she wondered. Duke Xiao-yu turned to her friend Sun Chan with an annoyed tone. Song Joong-ki has never proactively hung up on me. He always lets me hang up first. Hearing this, Sun Chan promptly advised, well, what's so strange about it? His status is different now. Besides, you're here today to make peace, so keep your composure and don't worry about the little details. The important thing is to get him to come back first. There will be plenty of opportunities to teach him later. Duke Xiao-yu nodded, feeling that Sun Can's words made a lot of sense. But when the two of them arrived at the entrance of the Xiaojing building, they were stopped by a security guard. Sorry, please swipe your card, the guard requested. Feeling disrespected, Sun Can responded in a challenging and threatening tone. Swipe my card. Are you blind? This is Boss Song's fiancé. Let us in right now, or when Boss Song arrives, you'll face the consequences. The guard remained standing, strictly adhering to the regulations, and replied without much concern. Fiancé, my foot. Who doesn't know that Boss Song is still single? You two should stop dreaming. No card, no entry. Step aside. Sun Chan's inherent arrogance could not accept being treated this way. Her cheerful mood was completely shattered as she immediately exploded in anger. You're something. Xiao-yu quickly called Song Joong-ki. The call was once again connected to Song Joong-ki. Hello, Joong-ki. I'm being stopped by your company's security at the door. Can you? Hyuk Xiao-yu couldn't finish her sentence when Song Joong-ki maintained the same attitude as before. I know, I'll be right out. The sudden disconnection by Song Joong-ki made Duke Xiao-yu feel like she was about to explode, especially in the situation of being humiliated in front of others. She silently cursed. Disconnected again, Song Joong-ki has become quite something now. Damn it, just wait, you will see the consequences later. Her friend Sun Can was still arguing with the security guard. See, my friend just called your boss Song. You security guards better wait to get fired. Just as Du Xiao-yu was about to vent, her identity as the wife of the CEO forced her to control her emotions. No, I can't be angry. I shouldn't be angry. Anger will only ruin all the plans and make me lose the opportunity to get closer to my proud life. I will endure. Joong-ki definitely still likes me. He's just testing me. As long as I can bear the hardship, he will be within my control. Come on, Duke Xiao-yu, you can do it. The proud life is waiting for you. As a result, half an hour passed, and Duke Xiao-yu and Sun Can stood under the blazing sun without even a place to rest. Sweat poured down, flowing from their necks all the way to their feet. Every passing minute seemed to stretch into eternity. Their throats felt dry, and their endurance was being pushed to the limit. The cheerful and confident mood she initially had now vanished, replaced by an indescribable frustration. Most notably, the carefully applied makeup had also smudged due to the sweat. The eyeshadow and mascara had melted, leaving dark streaks running down their cheeks, making them look somewhat creepy. Just as she was about to faint, the sound of supercar engines invigorated Duke Xiao-yu, bringing her spirits back up. Whoa, so many supercars. It seems these cars are heading towards me. Is he coming? Each one must be worth several $1,000,000. Less than 3 minutes later, to the stunned amazement of Sun Can and Duke Xiao-yu, dozens of supercars suddenly appeared and parked neatly in front of the Xiaojing building. The roar of the engines erupted simultaneously like a powerful symphony, scaring the two girls to their very souls. Then the doors of the supercars opened one by one. Wealthy teenagers stepped out in expensive designer outfits. They all walked with confident postures, their eyes unwaveringly directed towards a single point. The most sacred moment finally arrived when an American Jaguar aircraft appeared in front of the Xiaojing building. The entire space seemed to stand still, as all eyes were focused on it, holding their breath in anticipation of the appearance of the most powerful figure. Finally, the plane's door opened. Song Joong-ki stepped down, followed by 4 accompanying secretaries. Each one exuded beauty and professionalism. At this moment, in front of Sun Can and Duke Xiao-yu, this scene resembled a perfect painting. Every detail clearly demonstrated absolute luxury and power.